Hey guys, what's up? I'm Art the Enlightened One. Here to do another video this Sunday evening around 7:30. 7:30. Okay. The funny thing is that I wanted to do this video because something came up. Something happened to a friend of mine, and someone accused him of stealing something. Dynamite Kid 100. Someone he also did a video of it, but he also was talking on the phone from close to, and we was talking about, and somebody accused him of stealing, and that kind of reminded me of something that happened to me a long time ago. A long time ago. So what happens? This start, before I start, I'm playing a game. Right now, I'm in the middle of playing a game. Kind of got bored. Well, kind of got tired. Sometimes I'll take a break. So, you know, it's Star Wars: The Old Republic. So, and it's free. Or if you buy the game, you can still play for free. But you can probably buy the game for like $30, and then you can play it for free. There's online content and whatever. But anyway, so what happened was 20 something years ago, I was in college because this year it'll be my 20th year of having a job. So basically, I was off 2 years before I got my job. So about almost 25 years later ago. Okay, so what happened was I was part of this group called Anime Addicts back in my college. And I was also part of the Gamers Guild in college and Japan Club. So I was a part of 3 different clubs. Once I graduated, I stopped doing Japan Club because it didn't make sense for me to be doing that. Plus, I was working on it, so I wouldn't be able to attend the meetings, the meetings always on Friday nights. Also, Gamers Guild also held their events on Friday nights as well. So what happened is that, and I usually work Friday night, so even though people, I do hang out with the Gamers Guild, but I stopped Japan Club, and they said they didn't want their office anymore, so I just all my personal effects I took out of there. And what happened was I've forgotten certain things and turned in the key, and who knows, whatever I had left in there was gone. That's the problem. Anime Addicts. Now the Anime Addicts is, if you ever heard of anime, I used to run a group in our college. What happened was, on paper, this one of my friends named Mike, who I still talk with today. He was the actual president of the club, but in actuality, I was the guy who ran the club because I was making sure we had the stuff we needed. I was the one who made sure we got everything all set up and planned and everything else. I played a venue to watch the videos. I planned on it, and plus, since the people upstairs, what I mean by upstairs, the people who run the student offices, they liked me. Since they liked me a lot, they always referred to me to do all this stuff. So, plus, I didn't mind doing it. And what happens is, when you graduate, you surrender everything. So, but because I was graduated, they let me have the key still, because I was the one who also, I was working, making more money than everybody else. So I was making sure we had anime. I was buying our anime for us to show. Back then, there was an anime called Rule no Kenshin, or they call it in America Samurai X back then. So what happened was, I buy the anime bootlegged. As soon as I get it, I take it to the office, dub it for our office, and boom, it's in our library. Any other anime, I bought, ran it, dubbed it, whatever. I went to comic book shows and I bought a crap load of bootleg anime. When I get back to the club, in our office, we had 2 VCRs. Dub, dub, dub. Plus, the membership was like $5 for a semester. So you think about it, $5 for a semester. Videotapes was pretty cheap to buy to a certain extent. So what happened is, like, okay, I look up and say, hey, I'm going to a comic book convention here in Detroit. Okay, cool. And so what happened was, I said, oh dude, I got 10 tapes of anime. And what happens? I say, "Hey, Mike, I got 10 tapes of anime." He goes, "We'll get you the money for the video. We'll get you the money." Bring, what happens? Of course, my friend Mike, me and him was living together, so he will watch the stuff before, and he'll watch it, and then he'll be like, "Oh, dude, whatever I brought in, he didn't care because he knew I liked good stuff, and I got really cool stuff." So, so that was that. In our office, we also had a PS3. Sorry, not PS3, PS1, and Final Fantasy VII came out. So we had that. We had that in the office, and people would go into the office and play Final Fantasy VII, watch anime, and they have the volume up loud. And I walk by, when I go, in between my job or when I feel like hanging out there, I'll go and say, "Dude, you gotta cut this down. You gotta cut this down." And people say, "Why? Why? I mean, what's the problem?" I said, "Dude, there's people here. There's other groups here. You probably don't notice. There's the Greeks. They have the biggest office here, and there's always somebody in there. And so, like it's like this. If it was the weekend and you were playing it loud, that's one thing. No one's really here on the weekend, but during the weekday, you gotta do. You can't be playing it loud and have your door open too. If you close the door and play it on a low or some shit like that. And everybody's like, "Oh, Dart, don't worry about it. Why you being this?" So what happened was one day we all do some stuff during Friday and Saturday nights. Friday nights, the Gamer Guild they play role playing games, so they go to the Gamers Guild for that Friday. I'm at work. Saturday, the Anime Addicts doing their thing. I'm at work, so I don't know anything what happened until like Monday morning. So what happened was I didn't go to the office for a couple of days. I didn't need to, and I was, I didn't have to hold office hours or anything. I didn't need to, and I didn't have anything for me to go up there for. And a lot of times, if I had to go to the campus for anything, that's when I stopped by. So unless someone said they couldn't handle it, for example, someone, like one of our friends, Chris, who I still talk to today, he had a heart attack. So I was holding his office hours, which was like 15 hours a week. I was holding his office. I was doing his office hours because he had a heart attack and he had to go home for a couple months. So what happened was my friend Mike, I get off of work. I come home, it's like 11 o'clock at night. He's online chatting with somebody. I don't know who he's chatting with because he was on his computer. And usually I come home, get some beer, drink, pass out. No big deal. If I'm not doing anything else. Back then, I bought an import PS2. The PS2 just came out, and I bought an import PS2. So I had Final Fantasy VIII import. So I was playing that, and of course he was playing it too. So it was funny. And he comes to me, "Oh, dude, Art, dude, something happened in the office." I'm like, "Okay, what happened? What do you mean?" He goes, "Someone stole some stuff from the office." I looked up, I was like, "What do you mean someone stole something?" So I was like, "Okay, fine." So what happened is, it's the middle of the night. Now the thing is, I didn't drink that night. I just got off of work and it was like 10 o'clock. So I drive to the campus because back after 6 o'clock, you can drive on campus and park anywhere you want, as long as it's like not in no parking zone. We both run into, since I just got home, I didn't even change yet. Went into the office and, we unlocked the door. Both of our VCRs was gone. The PlayStation was gone. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So we, of course, no one was there. Now across the hall, it was like in a U shape, and across the other hall was the campus station. So that was always open 24/7. So we just say, "Okay." I say, "Okay." I walk around to make sure no one else is there. No one else is there. Okay, so let's take stock. Okay, what's missing? What's missing? What's missing? And I said, okay, I'm fine. But we had an envelope with like $200 to $300 in there, and that wasn't gone. So I was like, okay. bank is not gone. Now the thing is, because I was putting $50 every other month. I always threw $50 in there so that way we always have money to buy stuff. So, and then, they called the campus police. Campus police come in and do some stuff. All right. No problem. I said, okay. Okay. Sorry. No. It's just a sinus problem. It's a sinus problem. Okay, so now here we go. So I'm like, okay, fine. So they called the campus police. I'm like, okay, fine. I said, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, they was about to log me out of my game because I started talking to you guys. So I just moved my character back and forth. See, that's what I did. I was about to log off and I was like, oh, let me do this so that way I can talk to you and do this and won't log off. So what happened was, about a couple weeks later, I get a phone call. I'm Sergeant whatever. I'm like, okay. Would you like to, I want you to come in and talk to us. Huh? Okay. All right, no problem. Oh yeah, okay, no problem. No big deal, right? So I get there. So, I walk up to I go to the police, our campus police. I sit down, meet with the sergeant. She's like talking to me and stuff like this and this. She goes, we looked you up. If you ever, okay, what's going on right now? My mother and her husband, they're part of a religious, they're Christians, and they have like a prayer thing. They do a prayer service on their phone, like a hotline, and she's speaking in tongues. So that's what's going on in the background. So I closed the door. I was like, oh god, this is getting too much. But anyway, so here we are. I go up. I start answering some questions. She goes, you graduated? I go, yeah. Well, normally when you graduate, you have to turn in the keys to it. I said, yeah. I talked to Mike, who's also my roommate. The president, he said, Mike, the president of the club. He goes, yeah. I'm pretty sure you looked him up too, right? She goes, yeah, I looked him up. I noticed that both of you live at the same address. Like, yeah. Okay. I'm like, okay. So you guys are roommates? And she was like, how? I said, he's a quiet guy. He's a quiet guy. We both know each other. We feel comfortable around each other. We live together. I do my thing. He does his thing. Okay? We talk. We don't eat together. We don't eat together if that's what you're asking or something like that, because I'm usually at work a lot. Oh, okay, so you work. Yeah. Where you work at? I told her I work at this restaurant. I said, oh. Yeah. So, what you do there? I said, dishwasher, busser, and sometimes I'm a server. Okay. Oh. So approximately how much money you make? That's, between like $150 to $200 about every week or so. I was like, why is she asking me about this? But then again, here's the thing. She was setting me up. So she was like, oh, okay. So okay, so you know this person? Yeah. And she lists all these people. Okay, yeah, I know these guys. Yeah. Sometimes we hang out and sometimes we don't. Like, for example, we don't hang out like going out to the bar drinking kind of thing, but because I'm the only one who drinks. We hang out at the club after hours or before hours, before whatever. We'd sit and talk and stuff like that, and that's not a big deal. And so she was like, "So do you know Chris?" I go, "Yeah, I know Chris. Yeah, he's a really great friend of mine. We talk a lot. We hang out sometimes. We have fun. Whatever. What's up?" She goes, "Well," she goes, "Well, we think you stole some money from Christopher." I'm like, "Why would I steal money from Christopher? That doesn't make sense. Why would I steal money from Christopher? I make enough money. I make almost seven. I make between $600 to $800 a month. I don't need to steal money from Christopher. And basically on a daily basis, if I'm not dishwashing all the time, I bring home money. I walk out. I walk home with sometimes 50 to $800. I don't need to steal money from him." And so she was like, "Huh." So what happened was 3 of his checks were stolen. I'm like, 3 of his checks? Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying now. So what you're trying to say is that I stole this. So what you're trying to say is I stole his checks. No wonder why all of a sudden I was getting packages from a place called East West, where I'm like, I didn't order anything. I got like 3 packages of clothes that don't even fit me. Like, these are like size small. So I'm like, and the thing is, at that time I was like 250. I was like between like 230 to 250. So I'm like, why would the hell would I steal a check from him, my friend Chris, buy some stuff that's 2 sizes too small for me? That doesn't make sense. She goes, "You still got it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I still got it. I don't know where it came from." I was like, "I don't know what this is from." And I wanted to call them up to say what the hell's going on, but I just never got around to it. Because what happened was, as soon as I was about to do something about it, another package come. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. So so what happened was, she was like, "Well, let's take your fingerprints." Okay, take my fingerprint. Well, see, because I wasn't supposed to have a key to the office anyway. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "Number one, I helped fund the club with my own money. Why the fuck would I try to steal from it? Or to try to pay yourself back?" I'm like, how can I get paid back? There's no profit in it. There's no profit in it. If I gave them money, it's because I could afford to not have it. But, hell. But you see, every answer I give, which sounds reasonable to you or me, Sergeant, thinking I'm lying and stuff like that. So what happened was, I said, "Okay, let's take a polygraph." Okay, fine. Took a polygraph, and okay, fine. All right, fine. She said, "Well, don't go anywhere." I'm like, "Where am I gonna go? There's nowhere for me to go except for go home back to Detroit for a couple days because I got a job up here. I'm trying to find work." So, but I'll call you if I have a job interview. If I have a job interview, I'll call you first. She said, "Okay, fine." I go home. I go home. And I talked to Mike. It's like, and Mike was like, he's like, "Man, you look kind of messed up." I was like, "I talked to a sergeant today." He goes, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Yeah. They said I stole money from Chris." And he looked at me like, "What?" "Yeah, I stole money from Chris." That's what they're trying to say. He goes, "No, you didn't steal no. You didn't steal no money from Chris." Like, I know that. So I say, "Hey, remember these packages that came from me? They think I bought this shit." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Okay, fine." So what happened was I looked up. So we had to have. So what happened was Mike called a meeting. So it was like on a Saturday. It was like on a Sunday. It was like a Sunday night or something. It was like a Sunday or Monday or some weird shit like that. And so what happened was that, and there was a little conference room that we can go to after hours. So we was there, and he was like, you know what, after the meeting, we'll have a meeting. Okay, fine. Yeah, I should be off by work by then. I was off for work, drove up to the meeting, and so we all sat and talked about it. I said, okay. I said, yeah. So what can we do so we can stop doing that? I said, well, first things first. Don't play music loud in there. Don't play video games loud in there. Don't play anime loud in there because it attracts attention. Thing is that there was no sign of forced entry, right? There was no sign of forced entry. So someone had keys. Someone had keys to get in there. Now the funny thing is, I have a feeling, I have a feeling it's one of the frat people because they don't like us. I said they don't like us, and it's easy to cause trouble for us. And so Chris was saying, yeah. I said, yeah. And so I talked to the sergeant, and basically what basically that's one they try to pin all this on me. I said, look, they trying to say I stole all this shit, and everybody's like, why would you try to steal all this shit? That's what I'm trying to tell. Think about it. I make enough money to buy my own VCR. I got a VCR at the house. Most of you been at my house. I have a VCR. Why would I need to steal 2 VCRs? I have a port PS2, which is worth more than that PS1 that was stolen. Why would I do all that? And they said I stole money from Chris. And Chris steps up and say, look, they told me not to say anything. I'm like, I know, that's fine. He goes, do you think I stole money from you? He goes, no, I know you didn't. I told him you didn't. See, here's the thing. Number one, that's fine. I don't have no problems with anything. If you think I did something wrong, you bring it up to me. I may look crazy, I may look scary, but I'm a pretty reasonable person if you come up to me the right way. And the funny thing is, personally, because of all this, I'd rather not deal with this anymore. But the funny thing is, they looked up and Mike said no. Mike said no. Because here's the thing, you're the driving force that's keeping us together. And everybody agreed. Because you helped fund the group, which we needed. So, okay. And I was like, we all said you didn't. We know you didn't do it because you work and make a shitload of money. I said, yeah. So what happened was a couple weeks later, he comes up to me and said, do I know this girl name? I'm like, no. Wait, hold on. I say, yeah, I do know a person like that, but she's like 30 years old. She's 30 years old, living in an apartment. So she don't live in a dorm. I'm like, no. He goes, okay, I'll let them know. So obviously something happened. So obviously those people got caught. Paper trail, especially since I turned all the stuff in. That's at first I was going to pitch it because I was like, this ain't my shit. But anyway, certain circumstances, and the funny thing is, I was mad. See, I wasn't mad at the guys, at the people in the group, because the group knows I didn't steal it. I didn't steal anything. They know that. But I was mad because I was implicated in something that I didn't do. But that's okay. I learned from it. So what happened was that from now on, my friend Chris didn't leave his checkbook up in there. We looked up and said, well, here's the thing. We have an envelope full of cash. Where do you want to put it? Should be put, and things. I was like, well, you could keep it with one person, or you can keep it in the office. Okay, we all keep it in the office. All right, fine, cool, no problem. So basically, that's what it is. Sometimes when you get accused of stealing, it really unnerves you because even if you are a thief, it unnerves you because someone's calling you out. But if you're not a thief, people still calling you out. You know what I'm saying? Be enlightened. Be enlightened. And the thing is, I had the mental fortitude to say, "Hey, look, I know I didn't do anything. True, my hands was my finger. They dusted my hand for print. They dusted. Did they recover any of our equipment? And if it was stolen, they didn't recover any of that. But the thing is, everybody's prints all over the place. But because of the fact that I wasn't really supposed to be there, they thought I was the culprit. And when they realized I didn't get the culprit, that was that. And after that, that's when the sergeant actually calls me up and says, "Okay, we can actually rule you out this time because we have someone in mind." I'm like, okay. I said, "Did you tell Mr. Christopher that?" She goes, "Yes, we informed him that." Okay, because that put a strain on our relationship. She goes, "Yeah, I understand, but that's." I said, "Look, that's part of your job. I understand that." But anyway, there we go. That's my story. A little bit longer than I expected, but there was a lot going in. It really wasn't a lot going into it, but I wanted to explain everything to show you everybody's viewpoint. Okay? That way you get a better idea. So what happens is, if someone accuses you of stealing and you know you didn't, you got to keep your head open. Keep that enlightenment going on. Keep that enlightenment going on. It keeps you clear. And with that, that's my enlightenment moment of the day. Or the hour, because I already did a video earlier today. So with that in mind, I'm going to play some more of this game. It's 8 o'clock. And get ready for bed and get ready to be right here tomorrow morning for my job. With that, stay safe, stay positive.